Have you recently been laid off? Before you open LinkedIn and start applying to every job you can find, I want to ask you to do something that could completely change the way you approach your job search. Because here's what I've learned: a layoff doesn't just impact your income, it impacts your identity. And when uncertainty takes over, our brains naturally just default to urgency. We start applying to everything. We started comparing ourselves to everyone else, questioning our worth. But that urgency, it rarely leads to clarity. Today, I want to share a simple reflection exercise and the G.E.A.R decision reset that can help you navigate the next chapter with intention instead of fear. First, I want you to take a deep breath and exhale. Let it all out. And I want you to hear this: you are not alone. A layoff changes your circumstances. It doesn't change your experience, your talents, or your potential. I've had coaching conversations recently with people who unexpectedly found themselves looking for work. One conversation stayed with me and I just couldn't get it out of my head. After losing her job, this person realized something profound. I asked her something simple: imagine your dream job. Those 4 words, they changed her mindset. When she imagined her dream job, she realized it really wasn't about the title. It was about the people she wanted to learn from or build with, and the ones who brought out the best in her. She also discovered something unexpected. In the moments where she thought she'd be alone figuring out what to do next, people showed up. Former colleagues, friends, and people she'd met only recently reached out after her announcement. Introductions were made, opportunities were shared, encouragement arrived exactly where she needed it. Sometimes a career transition reminds us that our greatest professional asset isn't our resume, it's the relationships across our career. So, before you start applying to every job posting, I want you to pause, take a breath, and instead of asking what jobs are available, I'd like you to ask, what kind of work do I actually want to create? Here's the same exercise I use with leaders and professionals navigating change. Close your eyes for just a moment. Now, while you have them closed, imagine your most amazing day at work. This one's not the busiest or most productive day, or the day where you achieved a huge milestone or got the promotion. It's the day where you drove home energized. It's the one where you couldn't wait to tell somebody about what happened. Now ask yourself, what problems was I solving? Who was I working with? What conversations excited me? What strengths was I using? What values were present? How did I feel when I finished the day? And one of my favorite questions: what did my work allow me to do outside of work? Because the best careers don't just improve our work lives, they improve our lives. Career transitions, while painful, they give us something many of us never pause long enough to do. They give us permission to redesign our future instead of simply just replacing our past. Once you reflected on these questions, use the G.E.A.R decision reset. G is for ground. Before consuming more information, let's calm your nervous system. 3 slow breaths in and out. Now ask yourself, what is actually within my control today? Clarity begins when your nervous system feels safe. And if you need a longer reset, check out our resets in our podcast library. E is for explore. Here, I want you to separate facts from assumption. Our brain loves to create stories from assumption. Here's a fact: you were laid off. But here's the assumption: you'll never find another opportunity. Another example: the market is competitive. Assumption: everyone else is more qualified. When we confuse assumptions with facts, fear starts influencing and making our decisions for us. A is for attune. This might be the most important step. Ask yourself, what pressure do I feel right now? Is it financial pressure or pressure to maintain a certain lifestyle? Maybe it's pressure to prove something to yourself, or the pressure to explain this situation to your family or friends. Or it might be something totally different. Once you've named the pressure, ask one more question: am I taking this next step from clarity, or is it from fear? And those are very different decisions. The last step is R, and that's for resolve. Here, I don't want you to create 10 goals. Choose just one. Here are some ideas. Review and refresh your resume. Reach out to one person. Tailor one application. Schedule one networking conversation. Learn one new skill. The idea here is to take one meaningful step, and then another, and then another. Progress has a way of compounding. If you're listening today because you've recently been laid off, I hope you'll remember this. You're not lost. You're in transition. This chapter might not be the one you chose, but it may become the chapter that changes everything. Don't let urgency decide your future. Let clarity lead it. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one thing you want more of in your next role? Is it more purpose, better leadership, a healthy culture, greater flexibility? Or is it just simply work that energizes you again? If someone in your network has recently been laid off, share this episode with them. Sometimes the greatest gift we can offer isn't just another job posting, it's helping someone regain the clarity to see what's possible. Thank you for joining me on Clarity Under Pressure. Until next time, choose clarity first, action second, and take it one step at a time.